Have you heard of a disease, fistula? Piles is a very common disease. People always talk about piles, but very few people know about fistula. Even when you tell them about fistula, later they will say it's piles. Today I'm not going to talk about piles, I'm going to talk about fistula. I was attacked some months back, about 6 months ago. It was just one day after Eid al-Fitr last year. Before I talk about fistula, I'd like you to know some of the important factors, important matters, serious matters. Suppose you have a pain in your anus, inside your anus. You have a pain inside your anus. Someday you may have some blood. When you are using toilet, you can have some blood. Or you may have some pain inside your anus. If you have a history of constipation, something wrong happens sooner or later, one day. Suppose you were using toilet and later you found that a little blood poured out of your anus. Maybe something else. You felt some pain inside your anus. You may also have some pus getting out of your anus. Whatever of these three, maybe pain in your anus, maybe blood in your anus, maybe little pus in your anus, you should be alert, you should be very careful, it's very important. I did not know this unless it happened to me. Once it happens, you can get rid of it. It's terrible. So why constipation happens? It's because you eat junk food, you have oily food, you have spicy food, and you don't have vegetables, you don't have good food, or you don't drink a lot of water, or you have a lot of soda, that is 7-Up, Pepsi, Cola. There are different sorts of, even there are different kinds of juice. Everything makes your stool very hard. Constipation takes place. It usually happens after 40 years, but it can happen any year in your life. Fistula is a very painful disease. Very, very painful disease. And there are two kinds of fistulas. Open fistula and blind fistula. I've been suffering from blind fistula. Blind fistula is even worse than open fistula. Actually, fistula can be anywhere. It can be anywhere other than your anus. But if it is in your anus, it's very terrible because medicine doesn't reach your anus. Very tough. Okay, before all of this, I'd like you to know about how you can make your stool soft. One fruit you know, papa. It can be pawpaw. It can be papaya. Either of them is fine. Papaya, pawpaw, or papaw. If you have 100 grams at least every day, I don't think you'll have constipation. Whatever you eat, even when you eat junk food, beef, if you visit, if you attend a party where pulao, biryani, this kind of rough food is served. It's tasty, it's very succulent, interesting, but it brings a very, very tough situation. Your stool gets hard, you suffer from constipation. You have heard of Surah Ar-Rahman. Allah talks about His virtues, His good qualities in this surah. His blessings are discussed in that surah. After some lines, then this one sentence comes over and over again. You may know I'm assistant professor of English. I teach English language, linguistics, ELT, that is English language teaching, and literature. I prefer teaching literature to other genres, but most of us are more interested in language than in literature. If you study literature, if you read literary books, your language will improve and your language will be very, very standard. On the other hand, if you read linguistic books, you can get ideas on different language learning factors like first language acquisition, second language acquisition, like that. Hello guys, do you know the difference between first language acquisition, that is first language, foreign language, and second language? Do you know the differences between second language and foreign language? Suppose in Bangladesh, we do not use English officially that much. Even when we use, we can avoid it. Suppose you are asked to deliver something before a large audience. You may speak, you may deliver your lecture, your version in English. It can be also in Bangla. So you have your choice. It's not mandatory. In some programs it's mandatory, especially in the Department of English. Programs usually are held in English language. But in other departments, in other programs, you're usually one of the speakers who uses Bangla language, but some of the speakers may even use English. Even it sounds really weird in some places when you speak English. Okay, and so the difference between foreign language and second language. So in Bangladesh, English is our foreign language because we use it, but it's not mandatory. We write even applications in English. But if you go to a next neighboring country, India, that they have English as their second language because they can't use their mother tongue, because in a meeting different people from different parts of India come in. Their Hindi is not the mother tongue. So some of the participants have English as their mother tongue, Marathi, different languages as their mother tongue, first language. And that's why English is spoken, English is used in those programs, seminars, symposiums, meetings, even in classrooms, because students from different parts of India may attend your class, your university, college, or school, wherever. So all you have to do is to use English as a mandatory language. There's no alternative. Some may understand Hindi, some may not. Some may understand Marathi, some may not. English is not that easy. English is not the mother tongue of Indian people. But still, it is much easier for parts of India to understand English version.